Next section of videos will be on responsive dialogue. We want to equip you to respond to the claims that the pro-abortion side is making about the abortion amendment and about the issues related to the abortion amendment. It is important that we know how to counter the misinformation coming from them as we enter this election cycle. So the first claim we're going to be responding to is that this will not overturn any existing Virginia laws.
So we have claims and quotes from people, especially Virginia delegates, talking about how the proposed constitutional amendment language would not override parental consent laws that are currently on our books. But is it true? So let's take a look. Current Virginia law already has a parental consent clause that says minors undergoing any abortion procedure must have a substitute decision maker, whether it's a parent or a guardian. But we know that once this amendment, if it passes, it will overrule that parental consent clause. In addition, we also know that any current clauses that are in Virginia law will be overruled based on the outcome of the abortion amendment. So this will also overrule the conscience clause, which means that medical professionals may decline to participate in procedures on ethical, moral, or religious grounds could potentially face disciplinary action or loss of employment if the amendment passes because it will be overruled.
Mm-hmm. And just to clarify, like we said in the previous videos, that the text of this is obviously not written in the amendment itself. Yep. It's extrapolated off the text, but it's not conjecture. It's based off of what other courts have ruled in states that have similar or the same ballot language on their own amendments. And so these things, they're not in there, but it's not made up. You can look at these other states that have the same types of constitutional amendments. This is the outcome.
Yeah. So the key takeaways we want you to have from this section, we want you to remember that this amendment will allow conscience protections for doctors to be overruled. That means doctors and other medical professionals will not be able to decline to participate in abortions. This is extremely concerning. The other thing is that this amendment will allow parental consent laws to be overruled, which removes that extra safeguard of having a parent or guardian check in if a minor is undergoing an abortion. Because we also have to remember that if a minor needs an abortion, there's probably something illicit going on there anyways. And without that parental consent law in to help protect, to help have parents or guardians check in on what is going on, this could enable abusers. So those are the takeaways. This amendment will allow conscience protections for doctors to be overruled and parental consent laws to be overruled.